Welcome to the Dice Tower, a video podcast about board games and the people who play them. This is a special episode of the Dice Tower in which Tom and Melody Vasel talk about their top 100 games. And now, here are your hosts, Tom, Melody, and Holly Vasel.
I'm Tom Vasel. We're about to show you some of our great games, our top 100 games. We'll be going through 6 of them in today's episode, 3 from my list and 3 from my daughter's Melody's list. So let's get started, get these lights in position, and we'll be ready to go.
I like this game because they're trying to trap other people's people.
Yeah, this is actually, or mice, or in this game I guess they're dogs. I really wish we had a nicer version of it. This is the nicest one I have, but you can see here each player has a string that they have with a piece, and what's happening is one player is rolling dice, and if they roll between a 7 and an 11, you have to pull your thing out before the cup comes down. So, but if you pull it out and you're wrong, then tough luck. So Melody will roll the dice, and if she rolls between a 7 and 11, she's put the cup down. See, I almost got ready to pull my string there, and if I had done so, I would have lost out because she only rolled a 5. So we keep going, and she rolls a 5, no problem, and that's another 5. Melody, 5s in a row. Then it's a 6. Man, another 6. Come on, Melody, you can do it. An 11. So then at that point, she has to slam the cup down, and everyone else has to pull their piece out as fast as they can without the cup catching it. And in my case, I was able to free mine, but just barely. It was seconds before Melody grabbed it. And everybody's pulling their strings, and it's a lot of fun. Any other things you want to say about this game?
It's fun.
You've already seen this on Melody's list, but Apples to Apples is still high on my list. Now, I enjoy the idea of Apples to Apples. It's very simple. Each person has a stack of red cards in their hand, 9 red cards or 8 red cards, or however many it is, and someone picks a green card. They're the judge. Unforgettable. So what's unforgettable? Skunks under my bed, having a baby, pond scum, hawks and doves, babysitters, cocaine, beets. I have to decide which of those is unforgettable, throw it in the middle. It's the game beyond that that gets interesting, though. Trying to persuade people to pick something, trying to figure out which judge will pick what. But, you know, while this may not necessarily be my personal favorite party game, it's one that I found works in almost every situation. Everybody can play this. It's one of the few that transcends language barriers, and since I work in settings where I'm playing with people whose English is not their first language, it really works well in that situation. I have the Junior and the Junior Plus 8, but I've mixed them all together. I have most of the expansions. Apples to Apples is one of those games that when people come to my house, they always think they have this, oh, have you ever heard of this game, Apples to Apples? And I say, yes, I have. Let's play it. What? You can't pick this game? Candyland? You can't pick Candyland? That's not a fun game at all.
Yes, it is.
What? What number is this? Like 21? Or 27 is Candyland? Why do you like Candyland?
Because you're trying to race to the ice castle, or whatever the castle is.
And find the candy, but there's not many choices. This is really one of your favorite games. Why?
Because it comes with really cool characters and cards that show you where to go.
All right, well, there we go. I guess Candyland is still a favorite of Melody's. Here's a new game to the list, Battlestar Galactica. Battlestar Galactica is a cooperative game in which one or more person may be a traitor or a Cylon. This has been a hit TV show, I suppose, for the past 4 years. Many people enjoy the show, but I can say that I think I played the game with people who've never seen Battlestar Galactica, and you can still get into it, although probably if you like the show, you're going to enjoy it more. It's a longer game, could easily take 3 hours, but I'll tell you, it's a game that's fraught with stress and with trying to figure out who's you can trust and who you can't. Someone's loyalties may switch halfway between the game. The components are really neat, these dials and just everything. The neat thing about this game is that every action lends towards the possibility of someone betraying everyone else. And since every action is that way, no one is ever completely sure about anyone else, ever. And so I think the game is very thematic, one of the best games to come out in 2009, easily making my top 100 list.
I like this game because they're trying to figure out other people's criminals with logic.
Alright, and this is a logical game. And what you're doing is you have a card with 3 people on that card, and you're trying to figure out which 3 people are on the card of the other person. So you turn over another card, for example, and the person who has the card would tell you how many folks are on their card. So in this instance, I would say 1, because this Humpty Bumpty is the only person who's on both cards. And each turn we turn over another card telling you how many people are on it. So for example, on this card here, we would say another 1. And then we turn over the next card, and we would say 2 people from that card. And at this point, I would be able to figure it out, I think. Well, I don't know for sure, but it's a very simple logic game, but one that kids can figure out because you use different cards. And I was able to teach Melody how to use logic from this game. And now she can beat me at this game.
5 years ago, El Grande was in my top 10. It was number 7 5 years ago. And this is still a really high number for it. And really the only reason it's been knocked out is because I've played games that I enjoy more. The game doesn't look like one that would really interest me. Especially nowadays, it seems like every game is trying to be El Grande. With the map here of Spain and really just wooden cubes, that's usually the kind of game that I'm not a big fan of these days. It seems like they're derivative. And I think many of the times I think they're derivative because they are coming from El Grande. But when I go back and I play El Grande, and I play it once or twice every year, whenever I go back and play it, I find out just how well designed the game is. It's very simple. You play a card, and that tells you how many troops you can pull from the main supply, how many troops you can put on the board, and a special ability. And everything is really well balanced. There's a lot of back and forth. It's an area control game, but it's very, very warish in the fact that you're really going after the other players. Still enjoy it after all these years. Definitely like Grande.
Alright, we'll see you next time. You know, you used to seeing the nice close-up version, and here we have all kinds of stuff all over the room. And doesn't look as nice, I suppose, after we're done recording the show. But we'll get these games back to where they're supposed to go. Anyway, I'm Tom Vasel. You've seen my daughters. We'll see you next time on the Dice Tower.
Thanks for joining us today. For more written, audio, and video reviews, as well as the #1 board game podcast, check out the website at www.thedicetower.com. Until then, this is Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.